Hey guys, sometimes I just have to laugh. Didn't I tell you yesterday that Rubio is coming to the Caribbean to dictate to Caribbean leaders what the United States want? Didn't I tell you that? Hmm? I said it in previous videos as well. He is coming to dictate. He's not coming to listen to the leaders of the Caribbean. So said, so done. Just hours before he entered the Caribbean airspace, before he sat down with leaders of CARICOM, the information coming out of the United States is that Rubio is not coming to have any discussion on Cuba. None whatsoever. He's not coming to have any discussion on Cuba. He's coming to dictate to them what the United States of America wants. And if you don't give it, your visa will be revoked. Plain and simple, dirty manners, as the Caribbean people would say. I told you that. And up comes the information. I'll show you something in the Jamaica Gleaner right now. So in the Jamaica Gleaner today, this is what it's saying. Caribbean on tenterhooks. You know why? Over Cuban health missions as Rubio arrives for talks. What is it that he's saying? The Trump administration has signaled to regional leaders that it has little interest in discussing the Cuban medical mission program when Secretary of State Marco Rubio arrives in the Caribbean today. You hear what I'm saying to you? Trump's America is telling your leaders in the Caribbean. He's coming to discuss issues with them, but he's telling you that they have little interest in discussing the Cuban medical program because America has already made up its mind. It's either this way or that way. It's either my way or the highway. The stance came hours before Rubio's expected arrival in Jamaica, and just 2 weeks after regional heads of government were threatened with visa revocations for them and their family if they continued with the program flagged by the United States for alleged human trafficking. You heard this morning a video I did where the Jamaican foreign minister said that their review of the program, clearly there's no human trafficking going on. But here is the administration of America saying Rubio has no interest in discussing that when he comes. He's coming to dictate what America wants from the Caribbean countries. The question is, will the meeting turn sour? Will Caribbean get what they want, or Rubio just forget about them and do what they have to do? So we could be looking down the barrel of revocations of visas for Caribbean leaders. Because this is the main crux of the matter here, the Cuban medical mission. They want them out of these Caribbean islands. And if they're not, visas will be revoked. Plain talk, dirty manners, as the people say in the Caribbean. Yesterday, I said to you, a message came from the U.S. Embassy in Barbados where they said, even after we give you your visa, ongoing screening is taking place. You think these messages are just coming out because they just want to put them out? They have their agenda set already. It's either you comply or forget you. United States Special Envoy for Latin America told journalists on Tuesday that the issue does not rank among the priorities for US President Donald Trump. Do you know why? Because that is already a done deal in their mind. It is a done deal. None of us support human trafficking. We all support labor standards, etc. If they choose to overshadow this trip with the issue of Cuban doctors, it will be a lost opportunity. Because again, the huge opportunity here is energy, security, economic development that has plagued this region. And the biggest challenge that we have is Haiti, he said during a virtual media briefing. So let me get this clear. You come to our leaders and you say, if you don't be rid of the Cuban medical program because we believe it's human trafficking, your visas will be revoked. And yet you're coming here and you don't want to hear what they have to say about it because you've already made up your mind what you're going to do about that program and what you're going to do about these Caribbean leaders who want to play bravado. You heard them saying straight up they don't care to give up the visa. So you've already made up your mind. Oh, they want to play bad big bully. I'll show them who's the big bad bully around here. Here's what they want to talk about. Energy. They want to talk about security, but all the guns that are killing people in the Caribbean are coming from the US. So what is it that you're talking about? Economic development. What have you done over the last decades in terms of economic development and energy? All of the oil for gasoline, for electricity comes from Venezuela. So we're looking at energy. Let's push them aside. Get your energy somewhere else. It'll be more expensive. Security. Well, are you going to remove the guns from the streets of the Caribbean? Are you going to give governments more money to remove the guns that is coming from North America? And economic development. What are you going to be doing in terms of economic development? These islands have had to look east, south, and otherwards to get economic development. What are you going to do? But you know what the issue is? China is the issue. Has nothing to do with Cuba. China is the issue. And they're coming to tell them, be rid of that out of my backyard. So he says if they bring up Cuba, that's a lost cause. That's a lost opportunity. So they're not coming back to have any more meetings. That's what they're saying to you. He said he has told regional leaders that it would be a huge missed opportunity for Trump and Rubio to be giving the Caribbean prevalence, importance, and preeminence, and discussions are dominated by Cuban doctors. So what the hell did you tell the Caribbean leaders before? Didn't you tell them this main issue of Cuban doctors? Didn't you tell them that? That is what they were up and down all over the Caribbean trying to see what they can do. Revive programs, review programs to see where the mistakes were made. That is what they were doing. And now you're coming to tell them it's a huge missed opportunity. I tell you, this whole thing is not about Cuba. It's about China. It's in their backyard. And now they're coming to get a meeting to talk down to Caribbean leaders. I hope they stand up and tell Rubio what time it is. America is coming to tell our leaders they have no interest in what they have to say and to dictate to them what they want as the United States of America. So long, my friends. I don't have any time to waste anymore on this thing. The whole thing is the Caribbean needs to stand up for itself, be self-reliant, do what you have to do, trade among yourselves, look for other trading partners, do what you must. But you must stand up and you must fight once and for all.